As far as I'm concerned, dates are top 3 God's greatest gift to man, and they are not number 3. They are so high in fiber that they can work to prevent constipation and even lower blood sugar. This means that it is absolutely wasteful to make date syrup or anything out of dates and discard the highly fibrous chaff. So please allow me to show you how I was able to make a delicious date loaf using the chaff I got from making date syrup. As always, the first step is to crack open the dates and then rinse them. This will help to get rid of any dirt outside and inside. I did that twice, and then I just ran some hot boiling water over the dates, covered and allowed to sit for about 2 hours. By this time, the dates were already soft enough to be mashed even with a mortar and pestle. I took them out of the water just so that it doesn't get messy. I could have just gone on to save it for boiling, but I decided to add it to the dates for blending just so that I reduce how much water I end up getting, which will in turn reduce my cooking time. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for all your love and support. I do not take it for granted. And if this video is what brings you here, you are welcome to. Remember that to be a part of this community, all you have to do is to hit on the subscribe button and join the family. Also guys, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying it now or if you end up enjoying it later. So I already went on to start blending my dates. You'll find that dates are quite easy to blend, and I blended to a pulp because that will just help me get all of the juice that I need for the syrup out. That notwithstanding, the chaff is still the star of the show, so do not forget to treat it well. I gathered it all in a bowl together as I blended my dates in batches. When I was done, I just set it aside and finished making my syrup by putting it on fire and getting the perfect syrupy date syrup out of it, which I transferred into a plastic jar and just saved in the refrigerator. Since I discovered date syrup, sugar does not taste the same. I just don't enjoy it anymore. You have to try making your own date syrup, guys. It's totally worth it. So now on to the moment we've all been waiting for. This is all the chaff that I got from making my date syrup. I've just transferred it to a baking tray and just, spread it out, broken the clumps and transferred into my oven, where I baked at medium temperature for about 20 minutes, stirring at intervals. But please note that you can choose to sun dry your date chaff instead. Drying the chaff from dates is not as difficult as drying whole dates, so before long that was done. I allowed it to cool, and by this time it had firmed up nicely. And so in an attempt to get it into a finer powder, because there was still a bit of clumps and lumps here and there, I transferred into a blender and attempted to blend it. My blender did a pretty decent job, but I think a stronger blender would have broken it down more finely. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because your date loaf can have even chunks and chunks of dates in it, and that will still be fine. And if you're not going to be using this immediately, you can just store in an airtight jar and leave on your counter. Now to my date loaf recipe proper. In a bowl, I broke 2 eggs and then added 2 to 3 tablespoons of my date syrup, combined properly, and then I added 1/4 cup of cooking oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, combined properly, and then just set my wet ingredients aside. Now to my dry ingredients. This is 1.5 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. To this I'm adding 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Please note that I'm using baking soda for this recipe, not baking powder. I went in with 1/4 cup of milk. You can use 1/2 cup of milk if you're using evaporated milk. That was 1 teaspoon of salt, and then my 1 cup of dates chaff. Now I'm just combining all my dry ingredients together. I didn't realize that I didn't have a clip of me mixing the dry and wet ingredients until I was editing, but that was basically all I did. I went in also with about 1 cup of water, but this is the consistency that you want to have at the end of the day, not too thick and not too runny. I baked this for about 45 minutes at medium temperature, and by the time it was done, I must say that this loaf exceeded my expectations. This is definitely now a staple meal in my home. Thank you for the love on my date syrup video. Your comments on how and what to do with the chaff inspired this video. I finally did it after 1 year. Please don't forget to try this recipe out and leave me a comment when you do. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Feel free to share this video with people you think it might be helpful to. Finally, don't forget that to be a part of this community, all you need to do is to hit on the subscribe button and join the family. If you find that you're missing out on most of my uploads, you might want to check that your notification bell is turned on for my posts. Thank you guys once again, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.